Hi again, and welcome to my ongoing video series, Making a MOOC. My name is Stephen Downs. I work for the National Research Council of Canada, and I'm coming to you from my home office in Castleman, Ontario. This is episode number 11, titled Events. And you might recall in the previous video, I set up the configuration for the Zoom application that I'll be using. Now I want to make sure that my online events are integrated with my course, because right now they're kind of separate. Events are here in Zoom, everything else is here in Grasshopper. I want everything to work together as much as it can. So that's what I'm going to be doing this time. So let's open things up. So here we are in Grasshopper. I'm going to have a preliminary thing that I need to do first, and that's to clear out the graph, because I forgot to do it before. So here I am in phpMyAdmin, and this is the course graph. And I've already cleared it out. No, I haven't. So here you see, so here we see what the graph does is it relates table 1 with table 2, ID 1 with ID 2. So it's going to be linking, for example, provider number 2 with course number 119, for example. Sometimes I also put URLs in, but mostly I don't, and I'll probably just eliminate this. But here we see a link between an illustration file and an illustration post, where we do have the two URLs here. So I copied this, as I copied everything else, straight from the eLearning 3.0 course. That's why the URLs here say EL 3.0. So I don't want any of these graphs to be used in the current course. Or any of these relationships to be used in the current course. So I'm going to wipe out this graph and start over with a new graph. So I'll go to Operations and I'll truncate. Now, here we go. So Grasshopper works fine out of the box without any graph elements defined. The whole point of the graph is it's for you, the user, to build up. Now, when I was first setting up Grasshopper before, I set up a bunch of modules, and I also set up a course. So here's the one course element. And see, now we don't have any modules attached to it because I just wiped out all the graph. So here are my modules, list modules. And so similarly, my modules don't have any course attached to them. In fact, I can't even, here we go, add course up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up first so that all of my modules are attached to the course, so that when I display the course page, my modules will display. And the name of the course is Ethics, Analytics, and the Duty of Care. You notice that it does a bit of a look ahead there, and that just makes life a bit easier for me. So I'll update this, and I'm going to update each of these in turn. So here we go, Ethics, Analytics, and the Duty of Care. So just a small thing. It does show how quickly we can get this done. If I had more than one course, again, I can just type the first few letters and I get the full course name. It just means I don't have to type out all of that. The Duty of Care is the next one. And the decisions we make. Update. Oops. Oh, crap. I've accidentally put it in author. I didn't want to do that. Alright, update. So we'll probably actually go in and remove that author there. Okay, so the decisions we make, and then finally H. All right, now let's go remove that author. List author. Oh, and I need to remove all of my authors, don't I? Yeah, I do. So let's go to, well, I'm going to delete this one so that it'll delete the graph link as well. So let's see, we'll be able to go back here to the module, and we'll see that it's no longer associated with this. See, it's gone. So let's go back into phpMyAdmin and we'll remove all of the authors. So, because again, those are all authors from the previous course. And it's not that we don't like them or that they won't even show up again. It's just, you know, we don't want to overlap stuff. So I'm going to truncate this. Operations, truncate. And that'll remove all of the authors. And again, we want a nice fresh list of authors for this particular topic. All right. And mostly, authors are mostly generated automatically anyways, so, you know, it's not like I'm wiping out a whole lot of previous work. Okay, so now we have events that we want to think about. And let's first of all make sure that we've wiped out all of our previous events. So back to ethics, making sure we're in the right course. And event. And this table is indeed empty. Good. So let's back up and think about this for a wee bit. So here's the MOOC. Okay, and here's the activity center. And as I've mentioned before, the activity will take place here. In here, and also in the course newsletter, I'm going to want login information for this event. And I'm going to have a page that says activities somewhere in the MOOC page. Course events. Okay. And so this is going to list all of the events. Now this course, these are all the events from previously, the previous version of the course, and you can see eLearning 3.0, it's the previous version of the course. So this page is going to need to be updated, but that's okay. So what we're going to do, these events now all actually don't exist anymore. And when we publish this page, course activities, in fact I'll do it right now, list page, and then course activities. So I'll publish this page and we'll see. All right, so we'll reload this and it's the same. Why is it the same? Because zero link account, right? It wouldn't publish without a zero link account. So let's edit it. I'm just going to remove the keyword, Control X. We'll save that. Page publish. There we go. Now we'll come back and put it in again. Normally, if I wanted, I could just change this to yes, and then it would publish without me having to remove that keyword thing, but for some reason this isn't working, so it just defaults to no. But I've published it now, and so now if we look at the activity page, notice the header automatically updated, and you can view the activities in the activities center, but we have no activities defined. So what I've decided to do for activities is I'm going to have an event on Monday at noon to introduce the module, and event on Friday at noon to wrap up the module. Now that's noon Eastern time here in Ontario, so that's Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time. There is a time zone change. halfway through the course. It's on November the 8th. So I'll have to attend to that and watch out for that so that people know. So there we go. Now, here's my events. So let's create a new event. Now, one of the things here, see, I don't have a module to attach this event to. And that's not very good because I'd really rather have one. If we look at our list of modules, list module, right? We'll just pick one. See, I can add an event here, and I want to be able to add, create an event in the events page and then just simply add a module to it. So how am I going to do that? I need to make an adjustment to the form for event. So let's go to list form. List form, here we go. And so I'm editing the event form. And so in the event form, and let me actually just open up that so you can see what I'm doing here. HTML? No, it's HTML. I always forget. Here we go. So here's make. I've already created an event, so we'll list the events. We'll have one untitled event. So there it is. This is the form, and I'm editing this form here. So you see tab, and here's another tab for upload, another tab for resources, right? So here's edit, resources, and upload. So I can, oh, there's where I'm adding my module. Never mind. Okay, so I don't need to edit this. But if I wanted, see, module key list. So I could move this onto the main screen. That might make more sense. Nah, I'll leave it there just to keep that main screen. But the idea here is that if I added this, actually I can add it in two places and it won't make a difference, right? So let's put it here. Okay, so now, I've updated my form. Now if I reload this form, see, now module, I can add it here, or I can add it here. But I'm just going to leave it here, so I'll go back and I'll remove it from here. Where did I put it? There it is. So I'll just remove that. So now when I'm doing this, it's not there anymore. So that's really important because that allows me to define relations between anything that I want, and this will be useful later on. So let's make some events then. So today's the starting day of the course. And it's a Monday at noon, but there is no noon event today. In fact, it's 2:42, so there really isn't an event for today. But we want a discussion, so we'll just call this Module 1 discussion. I know, it's a terrible name. So we'll call it a seminar. So discussion. So ask and answer questions about how the MOOC works, your setup, and anything else. All right. So the event location is Zoom. And now I'm going to create an event URL. So we'll create the event URL in Zoom itself. So let's fire up here. So what I want to do is schedule meetings in Zoom. So I'm trying to remember how to do that. Home, schedule. Okay, so now, as I mentioned last time, your scheduled settings have been synced from your Zoom web portal. That's fine. So, as I mentioned last time, there is an API for Zoom, and eventually I'll set this up so that you can just schedule the meeting in Grasshopper and it'll show up as a scheduled meeting in Zoom. And so it's Friday and it's at noon, and generate automatically. So generate, we want a new meeting ID automatically. Passcode we require, but it'll be in the URL. So I'll take off the waiting room so that people will just be dropped right into the meeting. Video. So these are all the defaults that I set before. I will just continue to use these defaults. Google Calendar for me. Advanced options. All right. So that's it. So we'll save that. So choose an account to continue to Zoom. All right. Oh, I see. Just for my calendar. All right. Cancel. There we go. So we'll just allow Zoom to access my calendar. So it'll be in my calendar as well. So, all right. So there's our first one, the URL, and you can see where this is going, right? So I'll come back to my MOOC. I have way too many tabs open. Way too many. Okay, so here's my URL. I'll put that in here. And resources, I'll put that in module 1. What was module 1? Now you put them in. Oh, it drops down. Getting ready, because I have just a limited number of modules. We'll update that. Okay, so there we go. I have one event scheduled. So let's go back now. I think I had the other page open. No, that's the DOM. All right. So let's go back now to my page. So list page. And so course activities, and we'll publish this page. It auto publishes, so I don't need to worry about it, but I just want to do this here for now so that we can see. And we'll open this in a new window and see how my event is there. So all of my events will show up. If you click on this, it takes you to the event page. You can add it to your calendar, or you can join it here. And I should add the URL to view this event. Click here. This takes you to the activity center. Maybe I'll add, yeah, I should. So this, I'll do that. Let's add the actual URL for this Zoom conference right here on this page. So how do I do that? Let's come back to Grasshopper. I'm going to list the views. List view. So this is event.html. Here it is. And I know it's event.html. Here's my add to calendar button, right? Etc. to view the event live, etc. Click here. and it's going to even list other resources, etc. underneath if I've created media for the event. This would be the case after the fact when we want to show the recording for people who haven't seen it. So, and the start end, I wonder if I can add the URL to the calendar as well. That's a good question. I'll have to look that up. So, to join the event in Zoom, click here. Now this is going to be STURL. No, it's going to be the event URL. So that's I believe the value was just URL. So event URL. So this is a placeholder for some property of the event. Say we have event start, there'll be event title somewhere, event ID for the key list, and here event URL for the URL. So now let's look at that event. And so now to join the event in Zoom, click here. This will take me straight to the Zoom room. Open it up and you can join. Of course, the event hasn't started yet. So, end meeting for all. So there you go. So, did I close it? Yeah, I closed it. So let's reopen that. Reopen closed tab. That's not it. Yeah. Must have opened it at the very well. So okay. I've lost where I put it. Too many tabs open, and Firefox has this page tab scrolling, which is so annoying. Alright, so here we are back here. This is the page. Right, this is the event HTML view that we were working in. Now I wonder, span class, add to calendar, class equals. I wonder if I can put like a description or something so that if I add it to the calendar, I get the URL right there. I'm going to find out. I'm looking for a free add to calendar button. Here we go. So this is what I'm using to add it to calendar. So yeah, description of the event. So let's add that. And class equals location of the event. I don't think, well, we'll try a couple of things here. So let's go back to Grasshopper. And if I can, we'll go back to, here we go. I can get rid of that. Go back to this add to calendar button. So start and span class time zone. Okay, so span class description of the event. So we'll just put event description in here. And see, this is why I do it this way, right? Imagine if the software didn't support it, but I wanted one of these features, well, as I do now. So, and I also want to put the URL in here. So I'm going to put it right here, and then I'll put event URL. And then it says location. I don't know if this will work, but we'll see. And then we'll put event URL as the location. Okay, so now let's reload that event page. Where was that events page? Oh, I think I deleted it. Yeah, I must have deleted it. Okay, so, or well, I closed the window is what I did. So we'll reopen the closed tab. Let's back up. Yeah, so here we go. Event number 1. We'll just reload it. So let's take a look and we'll see our changes here inside the source. So there's the description. There's the location. Let's test adding it to my Google Calendar. So I can add it to any calendar actually, but I'm going to add it to Google because that's the one I use on my personal computer. So here we are. So now I'm going to save it. Okay, so module 1 discussion. Oh, that's the date is today. That's not right. So we'll have to fix that. So let's go back to the date, event start, event end. That really should have worked. It must have blotted out the date for some reason. Yeah, you see it seems to have blotted out the date. Let's okay, let's clean up this display a bit. So this is after the description. After the description, and then time zone epoch equals event start. Date format equals. So let's put some line breaks there. And we'll put them after the description, and then I'll label this start. So that's an old version. That's, well, not an old, but a different version of the date. So I don't think I even need that. We'll just remove that. Event start, and then I'll give it some BRBRs. Okay, let's see what that looks like now. Start 211004. Yeah, you see that's not right for my event. So let's edit the event. Make list event. Module 1 discussion. So, oh, that's why I haven't set it for that yet. And then we'll start it at 12. And then same date, and we'll finish it at 13. Alright, now it should work better. And it did not. Okay. That wasn't good. So I know I have the date in there, and it should show up here. Now the problem might be because I had an issue displaying things like start and end. Let's try end and see if that works, because that's ever so slightly different. So we'll go back here. Alright, so it's event end. So end, event end. Oh, that's what that was. Sorry, I'm going to go all the way back. All right. Sorry about that. I realized I wanted to keep that code after all. What's supposed to be there is a thing that allows you to check this on dateandtime.com. Now that's not working at the moment, but I want to remember it's there. So start, event, end. Okay, now let's see how that looks. I know this is all persnickety, but these are the sorts of things. So 10:04, 14:58. So like now. Why is that? Because I should have set that. And then finish. Oh, that's why. Okay. So what I'm going to do, instead of using start and finish for these, I'm going to use begin and end. And that'll get me out of a problem that I have. The problem is when I do searches, I have start and finish defined as values for the search. You know, start with item number whatever and end with item number whatever if you're listing a bunch of items, and that's colliding with start and finish as names for fields here. Now I thought I had fixed that, but I think I'm still having a problem with that. That's why I got 000 probably. So I'm going to redefine these field names. So I'll have to do a few things. Let's go into the forms. So list form. And you should be going, wait, what? You couldn't do that in Grasshopper? Yeah. So we'll make this right, begin. And we'll make this end. Okay. So that's fine. Now, what we're going to do is edit the table because we have start and end as variables, but what we really want are begin and end. Well, I have end already, right? So this is probably why I was having problems with finish as well. So I'm going to create a new table element called begin. So what I'm going to do then is add, where's my add a field? Or maybe I even have it already. There we go. I don't think I do. Let's just do a quick search just in case. Control F, begin. And is it? No, it's nowhere. So, okay, we'll go to the bottom here. We'll call it event begin. So, I'm doing time very badly, and if I was smart, I'd be doing it differently. But my times are all just simply varchars, variable characters. It really should be a date time item, but I don't have a date time item. I don't use it. So, and it's going to be, make it a shortish one, 125. So that's the limit. It can be 125 characters long. Yes, it can be null. No, there is no default. No, there is no extra. Let's save it. And command show columns not recognized. All right, well, that should still have worked. I know, command show columns not recognized. I wonder why. That's kind of weird. So let's just check. We'll reload this page and we'll look at the table again, and it's all broken. Okay, so let's reload. I don't know what went wrong there. I'd have to debug it, but we'll just reload it. List event. Or no, sorry, list form. I don't know why that didn't work, by the way. Event. And so this is begin and end the way it was. Table and event begin. So it worked okay. It just didn't reload or didn't show the table again, so we're fine. So now we'll come back to my events, list event. So module 1 discussion. All right. So event begin, event end. So, oh, it's not going to give me time zone. Make list form. That should give me a nice time zone pop-up here, and I don't know why it didn't. Form. Oops, that's the form for forms. List event. So begin, end. That probably won't help. Make list event and make cannot. Alright, now it's broken again. This is why I'm not distributing this commercially. List event, which you can see the way it should work, right? There we go. So should begin on Friday at 1300 or at 1200. Should end on Friday at 1300. Good. Now let's go into the view, which is here, and instead of event start, we'll have event begin and event end. Let's have a look. And it's still not working. Strangle, strangle. That's kind of weird. Is it even showing up in the calendar? View, the selection source. Nope, I'm getting the same dash dash T da 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 da. Huh. How weird. Date equals format, event begin, event end. Oh, okay. Begins, ends, event end. Let's reload this. Let's have a look at the page again. No, let's look and see what the data is in here. So we'll browse. We should have one event in here now. There it is. Event start and event end. So start we're not using anymore. Event end we are 2110:08 at 1300, which is what it should be. And there's more. Oh, here we go. And event begin will be way down at the end, maybe. Yeah, 2110:08:12. That's what it should be. So it's just not displaying properly here, and I don't know why. So let's just pull this out. Control C. And we'll pull this out. So let's see what we're getting. Because we should be getting these. So let's have a look. Oh. Oh, okay. So it's the formatting that was the issue. Okay, yeah, I thought, for some reason, I thought the formatting here would be in something different. I thought it would be in Unix date, but it's not. So, okay, good. So that's why that was happening. So I don't even need this anymore. Event begin, an event end, and similarly down here I can just go event begin, and event end, like that. We don't need those little closing brackets. All right, now let's have a look at this. Begins, ends, add to calendar. Let's add it to my calendar, and it should go right in there on Friday. There it is, right there where it should be, and interestingly right beside the one that I created from Zoom. So I'll have two, but you won't, because you're not creating the meetings on Zoom. You might schedule meetings on Zoom, but if you do and you click this thing, then you'll have that. So this doesn't exist as an event, so I don't need to worry about it. Good, so that solves that problem. See, the way I'd like it to work is you don't have these problems, but just, you know, you work with your own tools, you see where all the issues are, and that's how this works. So for next week, we'll have another event, right? So let's go create an event. We'll make a new event, and it'll be module 2, I'd like to give them decent names, I really would. So let's module 2 introduction, module 2 introduction, yeah, okay. And let's just call it introduction, overview of the course, which is what it'll be. So type seminar. Oh, that's a bad sign. If I'm getting this drop down, it means for some reason the JavaScript broke, so I'll just reload. So make list events. JavaScript is fickle. There we go. So it's going to be a seminar. So we discuss, that's all. We introduce the course as a whole and define the major terms: ethics, analytics, and the duty of care. We'll do a bit more than that, but that's where we'll start. So event location still Zoom. All right. So when's it going to begin? This one's going to begin next Monday at 12. It's going to end next Monday at 1. And now we need a URL. See, again, I'd love to just have a button here, create on Zoom. It fires off the API and just automatically puts the URL in there, and then I don't need to worry about it. But I don't have that yet, so I have to go back to Zoom. So back to Zoom. I thought I had Zoom open, but oh well. Let's open it. Back to Zoom. Schedule. So module 1. I can't spell. Module 1 introduction. And so again, we'll schedule the time 11 at noon. So generate automatically, all that's the same. So now here's the URL. I can add it to my Google Calendar, which I'll do. I don't need to, but I can. And then I'll come back to, I'm going to come back to, where is it? Events. Oh. Okay, and I'll put the URL in. There we go. And it's done. You got my, well, it should be module 1. And this will be module -1. Introduction, or what is that module? Getting ready. Getting ready discussion, module 1. Oh, it's module -1. Right. So that's saved. So let's list these modules. We'll see again that everything has changed here. Oh, not the modules, the events. List the events. So the titles have changed. And if we come over here on this page, not this page, we'd have to republish the events page to see the change. So this is the events. All right, so make list page. So course activities, publish the page. Now we wouldn't have to do this, well, ever, because again it's automatically published. But now let's have a look. So course events, reload, module -1, module 1 introduction, overview of the course. Oh, okay, I have to change the, okay, I see what's happening there, I think. Yes, that is what's happening. I have to change the view. Now, on this, if we look at, see, this is why it's important to check sometimes, at least for me. If we look at the page code, the format here is summary. So we have to go into the view. So it's the name of the view is going to be event summary. So list view, we may have to scroll. No, event summary. And so we have to change this from start to begin. And that's it, right? Oh, and this, we don't need this format anymore. It's just in the right format. Yeah. Event ID, event start. Yeah. It used to be nicer, so. Oh well. Event begin. Var event equals new date document right 2 minutes. What am I doing there? What am I doing there? No, there's nothing. I don't need a document right or anything there. I must have had, maybe I was giving myself a way to edit them or something. Var event equals event description. That's really all I need. So event summary, okay. Let's go into RSS. So because I need to do all of these now, right? So event GML. So event ID, event title. So I don't need more than that. That's for the graph markup language. Event HTML, I've edited already. Event ICS. time equals, right, that's fine. I think that's valid ICS code. I'll learn if it's not in a bit. Event list. Oh, right, but it should be begin and end, right? Let's not remember that. Begin. End. Okay. Event list. Event begin. Okay. Event outline. This is for the course outline, I suppose. So span class equals start. So event begin. I don't believe I've defined these, so we'll just give them the span of the same name as the variable here. Location, event URL, click here to attend event. Yep. Okay. Event. Yeah, see var new date. Why do I have that? Don't know what that's for, but I know it doesn't work anymore. So I'll just take that out. I have no idea what that was originally. Maybe one day it'll come back to me and I'll find it'll be in the other thing. Okay, event summary, event begin. So just make sure we got all of these so we don't need to worry about this ever again. Event begin. All right. Event begin. And this will be event end. So this is in the description in the RSS, so we don't need to worry about tags or anything like that. And later on, when we have resources attached to the event, notice that audio will be attached to them. XML topic I don't use anymore, so let's remove that and avoid breaking our feeds with that. GUID, that's good. Event description, event end. All right, good. So we've got all of those done. So it's a good idea to event conference. Event title, event begin. Not sure what I was using that for, but there we go. Date range. I don't know if let's just remove that tag. Well, if there's nothing, we'll just leave it, because if it doesn't mean anything, it'll just be ignored. So yeah, I'm not sending this into RSS or JSON or anything else, anything like that. It would be nice to have a JSON feed for the events, or the JSON list of events. I don't know why I would ever need that, but let's create an event JSON feed. So we'll make a new view and we'll call it event JSON. And again, I don't know why I'm going to be using this, but I'm just setting it up so that it's set up. So event ID, event. Okay, event. Okay, well actually the URL is event URL, isn't it? But, oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so the event URL is just event URL. And that's where you go to it. event link is the actual link for the event. So st URL event / event ID, which is the shortened URLs for all of my content. So there, HTML, it's the same. And actually we'll do that, and we won't define a link just now. We'll just leave it blank, because there might, the event might be referring to a third-party link or whatever. Okay, event title, event description, author db equals event. Now there might not actually be an event author, but if I ever create one, there's where it'll be. Event image, again, same thing. I don't have images assigned for these, but if I ever do use them, it'll be there. Event, so event cr date. Now you see how I need to use the date format thing for the event cr date, because I am using the Unix form there of dates. Similarly, event last build date. There isn't a last build date under event. And then there's a blank one at the end. We'll just leave that blank one at the end, just to indicate that we could add more if we wanted. So there we go. Now we have an event JSON view. I don't know if I'll ever use it for anything, but if I wanted to create a page which was a JSON listing of events, this is what I'd use. All right. So how are we doing? Let's look at my event, my events. All right, I have to publish this page again now. So we'll go back to the page, list page, and course activities. Activities page, publish. Now we'll view this page. Here it is. There we go. That looks mostly better. I see I have a small problem with my view item there. So let's look at that view again. View. So that's event summary. See, there's my event JSON thing that I just created. Event summary. There it is. That's where that extra thing is coming from. Let's publish this page again. Let's view this page. That looks nicer. So the order is backwards. So maybe we want to fix that as well. So let's edit div sort equals start, and that's not right. Sort equals begin. Okay, so we'll publish this page again, and we'll reload. There we go, module -1, getting ready discussion, and we click on this. Here's our discussion, add to calendar. Here's our discussion, add to calendar, and those dates are right. So that's basically how we're going to do it. This video has gone on for a little while now, so I'm not going to do them all while you watch, because that would be silly. It would be, you thought this video was boring to this point. But just one more thing now. We'll go into the module, and the module, here are the activities. So I see I need to fix that little display there. And I see I'm getting, I'm getting a synopsis in here, which I don't want. Oh, no, actually I wanted to leave that synopsis in so that people understood the beginning. So let's just fix this module. So that's module is module view is what it is. So module, so list view, and we'll list module. So module.html precisely. Module HTML. I should, okay, module HTML. So tasks, I haven't done anything for that yet. Activities, here we go. So here's going to be my list of, oh, that's the course. Activities, here we go. Key table equals event, format equals list. So for some reason my list isn't working right for events. So let's look at event list in the views. List view, event list. So here we go. Event begin, that's why. Again, I was using the CR date for all of those, you know, the Unix date for all of those, but now I'm using a date string for those. It's a bit different, and so I need to adjust. Again, that's not something you need to worry about. That's what happens when you do a course in 2018 and then do another course in 2021, and you've been editing your software in the interim. So now let's have a look at the page. Getting ready, here's the event, getting ready discussion. We click on that. Here's this discussion. We can add it to the calendar. Now, I could have little add calendar buttons here or on the activity center. It's kind of tempting. I might do that, but I haven't yet. You know, I mean, it's again 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I don't want these buttons just cluttering everywhere. I want to keep things nice and clean, but that's it for now. All right, so we're good. That's how we're going to be doing the activities for the course. It's all set up. And notice again, you don't need to subscribe for anything, sign up for anything. You just go to this page, click on the event. You can view the event live right away. I'd never know you existed even. Or if you join the event on Zoom, you just click there and you join right in Zoom. And I'm all set. And I don't need to worry about scheduling events, etc. later. One of the reasons, and I'll just wrap up with this, one of the reasons why I'm doing this course entirely by myself now and not with guests is to keep the calendar constant. With guests aren't available when you want them to be available. Just the way of the world. So the course sessions would bounce around all over the place. You never knew when they would be. Well, now you know when they're going to be. Monday at noon, Friday at noon. All the way October through the end of November. So that's that. All right, I'm going to wrap up this discussion with events, and I hope you found that useful and interesting. If not, I'm sorry. At least it's on the record now so people know how I'm thinking about it. Thanks a lot. Talk to you next time. I'm Stephen Downs.